Flagstaff and Coconino County could soon see a lawsuit because of the response last year by officials. Our Nicole Gregg has been tracking the flooding dangers in this area for months. Back in Flagstaff for us tonight, showing the work being done to hopefully help.
I'm just anxious.
The silt went all the way back into our backyard.
Constant rain like occurred last summer where it was just so much water that nobody could handle it.
10 months ago to the date.
Came in the front door, flooded the living room.
It's just a mess, nobody wants to live on a street like this.
Engineering projects are being rushed to completion, but the question,
Is that going to be enough?
If we're lucky, it will be enough.
we are taking the work done by the city and the county and parts of Flagstaff to Professor Ben Ruddle with NAU, a civil and environmental engineer, asking him what impacts the work could have.
Channel cleaning, flood walls, new culverts, some floodplain restoration. It's just not enough to overcome something that's now 100 times worse.
August 17th, 2021. It would be the fourth time the same neighborhoods flooded below the museum fire burn scar. Water rushing down public streets. Still at risk are the people in nearly 400 homes here.
Cleaned it up, thankfully.
Megan Kelly in the direct path.
I'm kind of at a point where I just don't have any faith in this situation.
In total, dozens of properties flooded, city and county infrastructure damaged. This is what the area of Grandview Drive at Linda Vista looks like today.
It makes the whole neighborhood, as you can see, look like we're in a combat zone. Yeah, behind bunkers.
Lines of sandbags intended to be protection against unpredictable floods. We're going along with Coconino County.
It's actually right underneath where the museum fire happened back in 2019.
For the first time, we're at the museum fire burn scar. This is where the floodwaters rushed down. This project done by the county.
We can't stop the water from coming down the watershed.
County engineers trying to decrease how much sediment goes down by working on this alluvial fan. We're told reducing the amount of sediment would decrease the volume of the flooding.
How much sediment is being removed?
So I don't have the numbers right now. We can get those to you from the engineers that are helping design this.
More than a week later, no response on our question. It's still unclear how much of an impact this project will have. Meanwhile, the city says
we can only do so much.
Some of their projects include widening areas where the floodwaters come down, putting in detention basins to hold some of the flow. They also put in a larger box culvert, but it still likely won't be enough because the drains and the infrastructure aren't big enough.
Unfortunately, our system originally built was never designed for the flows of a post-wildfire flood.
We have learned that several homeowners have filed a notice of claim against the city and the county. That's their intent to sue. The claim talks about how an independent hydrologist shares how the placement of the sandbags and the Jersey barriers actually make the floodwaters worse, making them stronger as they go down the roadway.
Concerns also about the 800,000 sandbags across this area of the city. Homeowners have been told that they could be here for at least 8 years. The notice of claim questions how there is no long-term plan other than these sandbags. I asked the city, what is the long-term plan for sandbags? I'm told it's all the projects that need to be completed together.
It's a long game, and you're going to see that all of these projects have to work together.
Not only do those projects need to be designed, they need funding.
It's really easy to come in when you don't live here and be like, oh yeah, sandbags, that's great, but that's not actually great.
For Professor Ruddle, he says a lot of these homes wouldn't be where they are today if modern building codes and standards were used because of the floodplain area.
What needs to happen is for parts of the neighborhood and the businesses in this floodplain to be removed, actually taken out, so that the whole floodplain can be restored.
Do you use this walkway?
No, I just go like this.
This is what people like Greg Hancher live with. We didn't meet him until this year. But in our file video of the flooding events, we found him here last summer, standing outside his home as it was covered in debris. Nearly a year later, it's the fear of the unknown.
We're really in the dark about what's going to happen.
Reporting in Flagstaff, Nicole Grigg, ABC 15, Arizona.